What is up, fellow questers and gamers and painters? I'm coming at you tonight. We are going to start working on some heroes tonight, and I am super stoked about that. I'm super excited about that. I got the swamp goblins done, and I will show up a close-up of those once I bring the other... Hello! Hello, Gohan, and hello, Justin. Nice to see you guys. I'm glad to see you guys here. This is my first time interacting with Gohan. I've interacted with Justin the other night when I was on. And thank you guys for joining me. We are here to start painting some heroes, and without further ado, I don't think really much else needs to be said, so let's get started, shall we? Let me bring up the painting cam, and then I'll bring up some music here, and we'll get that started. 1 second for me here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show that I got these guys done. I think they look fairly good. Focus here. I finally got the swamp goblins done, and I'm super stoked about it. I'm so happy about it. Because now I can start moving on to some other things. I can take a break from the... I think this one is my favorite. I really like how his tunic and stuff came out. I think he looks really, really good. So, guess I could turn him around so you guys can see him not upside down. But, yeah. So, we are going to start. I got my my starting heroes here. I did prime them already. So I only have to dry brush them, and then we can get started. I got their, over here, their color palettes laid out for the 3 that I'm going to attempt to do tonight. So we are going to start with dry brushing. Can be kind of tedious, but also enjoyable to watch the details come out. So I just use this apple barrel white paint when I do dry brushing. Don't need much, just a little bit. Turn my light on here so I can see what I'm doing. And thank you guys for joining me. If you guys try to pay attention to my chat here at the same time that I'm doing this. So if you're wondering about dry brushing, I did do dry brushing on the last episode when I dry brushed the swamp goblins. And again, you just take, you don't have to use a specific brush for that. I just bought these because I really liked them. I thought they were really nice, and they're just like Army Painter. It's like a 3-brush dry brush set. You can find them in most miniature shops and paint that have like paint and stuff. So anyway, you get your white paint on there, and you're going to wipe most of it off onto a paper towel. And then I'm going to bring this, right there, so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to start. Circular motions work best to bring out the detail. And again, if you like to have like a lot of white paint, you can make it a little bit thicker and not wipe off so much. But I don't want it to be like basically just white. So, and see already, look at that. Look at how that brought out her details and stuff. And I think that looks really, really good like that. So, I know you guys are normally used to seeing Luke on here playing Hero Quest, and so I definitely appreciate you guys taking the time out to sit with me and chat with me and paint with me if you want to even. Try not to babble too much. I tend to do that sometimes. Especially when I just feel like I'm having to fill the silence. I don't need to do that, but I feel like I do. I know it's not silent for you guys because there's music playing, but it's silent for me other than the loud space heater that I got behind me going on there. Babble away. Thank you. Justin says, babble away. Yeah, so I'm really excited to start doing not only some of the other minis that, because I've been doing goblins for so long, But it's like, I'm sick of doing goblins now. I want something a little bit different. But I also really like the thought of doing these guys, like the heroes that Luke's been playing with, just because, you know, they'll look really nice when they're done, but also because they're bigger, the details are better and come out better in them, and they'll be easier to paint, I think. And so it'll be fun to not have to paint all these little tiny, I mean, there's still small stuff on here, but nothing compared. When the mini is small itself, then the details are even smaller. So, you know, these guys and gals are definitely bigger. They get more screen time too. Yes, they do. So I'm kind of trying to keep the color palette close to what's on the card. Now, it doesn't have to be exact, and obviously with some of this stuff, like her backpack and stuff that she's got on, I will have to figure out what all I want on this, because there's a lot of stuff on this, and it doesn't show in the card here. You can see that. It doesn't really show what the back of her backpack looks like that she's got on. So I'm going to have to just kind of make that up as I go, which is fine. It doesn't have to be exact. And when I asked, you know, I asked my husband, I asked Luke, I said, you know, do you want me to paint them close? And he said it doesn't matter to him. So I want to get them at least close to the card. So I think I've got some colors picked out that'll be nice for that. Obviously, like her boots and stuff aren't on there either. So I'll just have to kind of play around with that and see how it comes out. I'm really excited. I did get this one primed as well, which is the demon form of the druid, I think. So I'm super stoked about that. Justin says, I'll be here the whole stream, but I might not chat much. Work is being a pain. Well, that's totally okay. I appreciate you tuning in. Try to get under her arm here. I understand. I think it's cool though that you get to like stream and stuff while you're working. That's pretty cool. Kind of job that if I had to have a job, that's the kind of job I'd like to have, where I could just kind of do my own thing. So there she is, all dry brushed here, and I think she came out pretty good. Lots of little details on her backpack and stuff, so I'm super excited about that. Okay, so next we have the dwarf. He's the other one. And then I think the monk is the other one that I'm going to attempt to at least get started tonight. We'll see how the night goes, and we'll see how far we get into this. Now, I did paint one of these guys, but he didn't have a shield. The other guy, he was like kind of in a different stance, and he had his axe like up over his shoulder, like in a battle stance almost. And so I'm excited to paint this guy, because for the first time since I've started painting these guys, this guy has a shield, but it's not in front of him, so I won't have to go to too much trouble to try to get painted behind it, because he has it held out, you know, like this. So I'm super stoked about that. Super happy about that. And he's got, oh, he also, okay, so something else that wasn't on the other mini that I did is on his axe and on this shield, there's like a dragon head symbol. And once I get that dry brushed, I'll show you guys that a little bit clearer, closer. At first when I looked at it, I couldn't really tell what it was, but then when I like got to really look at it, I'm like, it's a dragon head with a like flame blowing out of its mouth, and it's also on his axe. So that's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Yes, on Justin says yes on second and third shift I can. First shift, too many bosses around. Oh, I understand that. Yep, they come a creeping around when you don't expect them to, and then you're having to explain what you're doing. It's like I wasn't doing anything. I was working. Really get the detail out on that. He's got really cool hair too. I really like his hair a lot. It's like some sort of like dreadlocked looking something. I think it looks really cool. So he's got a really cool beard, and so I'm super stoked. I might try to dry brush with a smaller brush, a more defined brush, the inside of his boots so that they're not quite so dark. Haven't tried to do that before, but I think I'm going to. Just stupid bosses, just let me be. That's right, Gohan. It's like, I'll get my work done. You just go sit up in your office and do what you're good at, and I'll do what I'm good at. Boy, his eyes are really dark in there. Let's see if we can get some good dry brush going up in there. Sides here. Justin says, you start reading Dungeon Crawler Carl yet? I'm in chapter 5 of second book now. Wife put Kindle on my phone. No, I haven't started it yet because I'm in another series right now, and I haven't gone out and bought it yet. That's going to be one, like, when I get the extra money to buy. Like, I definitely want to buy it for sure. But just getting the extra money to spend on, because like I said in our last chat when I was talking to Justin about this, about the Dungeon Crawler books, is that what it's called? Yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl. There's 7 books to this series, and an 8th one is getting ready to come out, which I did not know that. I thought it was just like the one book. So investing in a whole series, because I'm the type of reader that, like, I want to have the whole series when I start it. But I'm actually in the end of a trilogy. I'm on the last book of a trilogy right now. Oops. And so I want to get that finished. And I've got a lot of books on my TBR too. But I definitely want to invest in that and get it because it sounds very entertaining. Okay, so there's this guy. That's what he looks like. And then his shield, if I can figure out this camera angle. So there is like a dragon head on there with a fire coming out of its mouth. And I think that's really, really cool. When I first was looking at it, I couldn't figure out what it was. And then, like, the closer I got to it, especially once I put on these glasses, I was like, oh, okay, I see what that is now. And obviously the dry brushing really helps bring it out more, you know, what it is. So, and then this is the monk. What she looks like. I do believe it's a female monk, maybe. Yeah, because the male monk doesn't have a shirt on. So, this is the female monk. So I'm super stoked to be able to do this one because she just looks really cool. And I like her color palette a lot. So I'm super stoked for it. You know, a lot of the other minis that Luke has been using for his quests, I did when I was practicing my painting. I already had done some of those. And so I was trying to pick the ones that I haven't really done, or at least if I did do them, like pick different poses that I hadn't done yet. So like I said, I did that dwarf already, but he was in a different pose when I did him the first time. So definitely wanted to do that when I saw that he had his shield, and he's not going to be such a pain to paint. Justin says you will love it, especially the cat. It seems to be everyone's favorite character. I bet that'll be my favorite character too then. You know, I am noticing with this one though that it's a little bit kind of flimsy. She's a little bit on the flimsy side, so I'm going to have to be careful not to, you know, toss her around too much here when I'm dry brushing. Because she's a little bit on the flimsy side. Now, normally, when me and Luke are streaming, I try to watch his stream at the same time, like when he's doing the stream. So what I've been doing is I sit upstairs, after our kids are in bed for the night. I'll bring up the stream and have it playing on my phone next to me, and then I've actually been playing, what's it called? Horizon Zero Dawn, which is the first, Horizon game. I've played it once before, and I've played both of them. I played the first one and the second one. And I've beaten them once before, but it's been a while, and I felt like revisiting the game. And so I've been playing that while watching the stream at the same time. Because a lot of Horizon is just running around doing side quests. There's a lot of side quests like available and options and stuff, so I can kind of, while I'm running around, watch and listen to the stream while he's doing it. These are pretty late nights for us just because, like I said, we gotta wait until our kids fall asleep before we can attempt to do anything, because they're pretty young still. We have a 5-year-old and an almost 4-year-old, so they're pretty young and rowdy and rambunctious and like to interrupt and stuff. So we have to wait until they're in bed for the night before we attempt to do anything like this. And they got school tomorrow, so. But Luke's been staying up, obviously, to do the streams however many nights in a row. And then our kids get up. They've been going to bed normally, at normal time. And so they get up in the morning, and then we have to get up and go on very little sleep. And so he was asleep before I even came downstairs today. Before I came down in the basement, he was already basically out of it. So he was asleep. And I'm like, well, good. I hope that he can get some good, decent sleep there. Okay. So now I think that she is dry brushed here. Come out pretty nice. And she will look nice. We actually went to Walmart. Was that yesterday? I think that was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. We went to Walmart and we got another lamp, and then we got these clips, these clip lights. And I'll show you guys here in just a second. Let me put this away. But we got these because what I wanted to do, it's just a light and it's got like this clip here on the back. So I'm going to clip it up here onto the, what's holding the camera, the arm. But we don't have anything to plug the cords into yet. We don't have like the wall boxes to plug the cords in yet. Because I want to have a brighter light that comes down on to this so you guys can see these things a little bit more clearly. Okay, so I think we're going to start with the Explorer, or Gramina. I think that's what we want to start. Justin says, doing this kind of stuff with children is very difficult. I have 4. My wife is a godsend because if she didn't do as much as she does, I would have no sleep or hobbies. Correct. Yes. Yes. Me and Luke have to take turns because there's no way that we would be able to do this if we didn't take turns with it, for sure. My dog is up at the stairs. Hi, Pippi. Okay, so for her palette, her color palette here, so it's kind of like green, yellow, there's a little bit of purple, some browns, some silver, and so I got some different colors here that I think will really work for this. She's a little bit darker skinned, and so I got the apple barrel color in Territorial Beige is what it's called. And I had actually, these have numbers and stuff on them, and letters, because I had actually gotten like a Disney villain paint by number book, or color by number, and so that's actually what these are from. It's from that. So, alright, so we're going to get started with her, and I think what we're going to do is, on here, on the card, okay, yeah, she's not wearing gloves. The mini looks like it's gloves, but it's just these like hand braces, and actually there's skin showing in between there too. So we're going to start with her skin tone, I think, and just do that first, because this paint will take a little bit longer to dry because it's not a speed paint. But also, if this isn't quite dark enough, I did get this soft tone wash that I'll put over top of it to make it just a little bit darker if I need to. Doesn't have to be exact, but I want it to be at least close. So we'll get just a little bit of that, and I think that's a good color to start with. And then, you know, like I said, if it's not quite, once it dries, I'll put some wash on it. I got black paint all over black primer all over my hands from when I primed these guys earlier. So I definitely want to focus on just doing one of these guys at a time, so that way I can make sure they get completed before Luke has to do his stream, because I don't want them half painted and then like he needs them and then they're half painted so he can't use them, because I'm not sure what we have duplicates of as far as these guys go. So I'm gonna start painting, and yeah, this is just a little bit lighter than it looks right off the bat that I'm noticing, so I probably will end up putting that wash on it after this dries. Justin says we should do a double date sometimes. I bet you and my wife will become fast friends. Yeah, probably. Sounds like she has a lot of the same hobbies and stuff that I do. So, yeah. Just a matter of getting time to do that, because everybody is so busy. It's hard to make time to do recreational things. Okay. And I think, too, this is going to need another coat in general, just because the skin tone is one thing that I don't want it to be thin on, and I don't want the mini to show through on the skin tone, and so this is probably definitely going to need another coat, I about bet, after it dries. And I do have a fan that is set up over here, just a small fan that I will sit these in front of to help them dry a little bit quicker. Hopefully that won't be too loud and you guys won't even notice it, hopefully. This is my my hope for that. So yeah, I'm just super stoked to be able to do something other than goblins. I was getting so burnt out on doing goblins. It's like they're really cool to paint, but then after you do, you know, 100 of them, it's like, okay, now I'm burnt. I don't want to paint anything for like the next 3 years now. Got that on the handle of the axe a little bit, but that's okay. Happy little accident. Let me take this upside down a little bit so I can paint over here. Paint my fingers a little bit better. And Gramina was the first one that I wanted to do because Gramina has a very long backstory and history when it comes to us playing Hero Quest. Gramina was the first dwarf that I ever made, and that was the first name that I came up with for my dwarf. And ever since then, every female dwarf has been Gramina. I've come up with names for all the other different characters I've had, but every dwarf is always, every female dwarf I have is Gramina. She's like a staple character now, and we can't do it now without her. It's like we have to have her. I wouldn't feel right not having her. Get up in her face here. Her mouth. Be really careful not to paint up where her eyes are. I might paint her eyebrows and her mouth just a little bit of a darker color once this dries on here. I do have a darker brown, and so that's what I'll probably do before I put wash on it, is just paint over her lips and her eyebrows. This one has just a little bit more of a, and then I need to, sometimes I gotta, my eyes start to blur together and I gotta blink a few times to clear my vision. Alright, and then she's got like her neck like down in this area right here. Right there. Okay. And so I will let that dry before I attempt to do any other. I put way too much brown paint down here. Justin says she was slacking last night on the quest. Yeah, she tends to do that. She kind of just does whatever she wants. We were playing one time with Luke's brother, and we were playing this game, and his goal was to take Gramina out. Like, that was the whole thing. He wanted to take her out. And so he sent her off just by herself. And she was in the corner of the board for the longest time with, like, not even a tough enemy. And they just kept going back and forth, just back and forth and back and forth. And no matter how hard Sam tried, he could not kill Gramina. He just could not unalive Gramina. And so I think that's why because she's so resilient, I think that's why every time we start a new game, my female dwarf's name is Gramina, because she's just resilient and you just can't take her out. And I'm like, that's what I need for my party, so that's what I'm going with. I actually do need a little bit more brown paint here. I missed a little part of her neck in here. Just gotta be real careful. There we go, that's better. Okay, so the next thing I think I want to do... Oh, wait. Hang on 1 minute, because she's got arms showing through. I forgot about that. Okay, so she actually has... Her arm is showing through right here. Oh, I gotta be so careful. Okay. Blink a few times. Because she does not have, like, a shirt underneath these, like, bracers and stuff. It's just her bare skin. So. Oh, I just got paint on the... Okay, yeah, she's all the way wrapped around here. Like that. Pardon me. Everything up into that spot. I think this actually goes up just a little bit higher here. Not too much, but enough. Okay. Alright, I think that's good on her skin tone. Now I'm going to let that dry. You guys can see that there. Try to get it as close as I can. Going to let that dry. And then put another coat on. I think her face is pretty good. There's not really too many spots in her face I think I need to go over. But, like, her hands and arms, I definitely am going to have to go over with another coat of that. Which, again, not a big deal. This backpack is so very detailed. That's going to be hard to figure out all the different colors that I want for that. I'm so indecisive when it comes to that kind of thing. Okay, I think the next thing I want to do is the green. So, her cloak thing here... Like, the hood there is green, and then, like, there's green diffs. Wherever there's yellow on this card, there's also green in it. So, I'm going to do the green next, I think, just because that's another bigger area. And so I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Got to get the bigger areas done first. Pardon me while I shake this up. Okay. A little bit more. I was looking for something that was similar to what was on the card, and this I think this is about the closest that I have. I might have one up here that's a little bit closer, but I think that this one was pretty good. I tested this one before I chose it. I tested it on some paper over here, and I think it's at least similar enough, excuse me, that it will work. So, let's go ahead and start that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's real nice. That's really nice. Close enough, I think, to work. I almost dipped that in the brown. Yeah. Yep, I like it. I like the color. It works. So I think that the next thing I'm going to do is, once I get all of Luke's heroes painted, is start the with the bags over there where he puts a random miniature into the bags. I don't think I want to start doing that until after I have at least the majority of his heroes painted. So I think that that's the route we're going to take with that. So that'll be exciting when that starts as well, I think. That'll be fun. Alright, now I gotta get up over the hip area and back around this way. And this comes all the way up here. Under the backpack, and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. Alright, and so that part is done, and so I'm gonna do this part that's on our bracers. Ooh. Going blind again. Okay, and then we'll get underneath here. Okay, and then on this bracer, it's a little bit different because there's some little like stitching on it. So I'm going to try to paint around that as best I can. Sometimes that can be a little difficult because if you use too much of this paint, when you go to stick it on the mini, it'll run. I have a really hard time with that. With the eyeballs, it'll run all over. Justin says, I got some banana bread at work, dude. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, man. It's always nice when you have unexpected treats at work that you weren't expecting to get to have. Alright, here we go in here. This little area. Okay, I think that worked out pretty good. Okay, and then her hood is also this color, and I assume, I'll look here, because this is attached to, well, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. There's some really cool stitching. See, I love doing these bigger minis because you get to see so many more cool details than on the smaller ones where the details tend to get lost. Like, just having the stitching on the top of her hood is just really, really cool. And all over her outfit that she's wearing is really, really cool. I'm hoping the yellow I chose will be, it looks like it's going to be bright enough to stand out from this greenish color. So that's what I'm hoping. Okay, now I just got to decide if anything else she's wearing is green. Now I know that there's a little shoulder piece up here that's green. And so I'll do that piece. It's this little piece right here. This piece is green. And it also has some stitching, which that's cool. Try to get around it here as best I can, so that it'll be able to get the detail in it later when I do that area. And so I assume that also, yep, she's got the same thing on this side, so we'll go ahead and paint that up. Yeah, depending on how long this one takes me, I may only get her done tonight, depending on with all these little details and stuff that she's got on her. It might take me the whole stream to just do this one. Okay, and then is anything? Can't really see. Let me see. So that crosses down. It's not quite the same. So I think the thing in front of her is going to end up being purple. She's got some sort of like bandana thing that comes down in front of her. But I don't think it goes all the way down. So I think when this comes down and the yellow comes down, I'm going to make that yellow under there as well. But there's like a few different divots under her front here, right in that area. And so I think I'm going to make the bottom one green and the one above that yellow, and then the thing is about the two above that the purple. And in the picture of this card, there's a little like gold detailing on that. It's not on this mini, but I'll see if I can't paint something just little on there to give it a little bit more detailing. Okay, and then I think that's going to be a strap to her bag. That's under her arm. And that's her belt. And that also will be the strap that comes down off her bag that she's wearing on her back. Okay, so I think that's it for the greenish color. Unless... do you guys think that I should paint like here? Let me see if I can get up here. So on her boots, right here, she has got this like covering on her boots. Do you guys think that should be green too? Or should that be a different color? Because I think her boots should be brown. Or wait, no. Hang on a second. The covering on her boots is brown. Okay, it's already brown. And actually, I do want to do... where is it? This brownish decay color for the bag that's on her hip. Like the highlights of the bag on her hip. Yeah. Okay, her boots, I can see the tops of them. It's brown. Okay. And her pants are like a dark brown, and then the thing on her boots is a light brown. So that'll work. I might do some painting tomorrow. Depends on how tired I am. Well, I hope you do. If you're feeling up to it. Because it's lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. Okay, I think next I'm going to do... you know what? I just noticed. Okay. Hang on one second here, chat. Because I think I'm going to do the underside of this... the skirt part or whatever this is at her bottom here. There's like an underside to it. So I'm going to also paint that green, I think. Get it on the boots or on the trim. Yeah, I think that was a good move. And try to just get underneath here as best I can. That's her pants that's in there, and then that would be gold there, but this will be green under here. Oh, I'm not even in the dang view. I am so sorry. I was just off here and off to the side, just doing my own thing, I guess. It's cool. You guys don't need to see what I'm doing, I guess. Justin says, third shift weeks are kind of rough for me. I don't do much except be miserable while being tired. I went to see Mom today and the drive over there was rough. Megan Xavier slapped me a few times. Yes. I'm sure she enjoyed that. She was like, alright. You said slap you? Alright. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to do the yellow. Yellow is the color I'm going to choose next to do the trim. Pardon me while I shake up my paint. Okay, so I chose this maize yellow, this bright yellow, because it's pretty bright on here, on the card. It's pretty bright on there, I think. So, we're going to see how it comes out on the mini. Hopefully it'll be as bright. Oh yeah, that's going to be, yep, that's going to be nice. I think it's going to work, for sure. Well, let's find out. So, I'm going to start with the trim around the skirt. Oh, that's almost too bright. That is very, very bright. We'll get the part done down in there. Yes, that is a very bright yellow, for sure. Kristen said, we started playing Gloomhaven, so I'll probably end up painting our characters. Fortunately, all the monsters are cardboard, so I don't need to paint those. Well, that makes it easy. Not quite so daunting a task. Yeah, I think that was a good choice. What do you guys think? I think it worked. Alright, now this is where I have to be really, really careful, because this is really thin over here. Oh boy. Kristen said, I have 69 monsters in my massive darkness game that I'll end up painting at some point too. I know, when I start to think about the all the minis that I'm going to have to end up painting for this, I'm just like, I don't want to think about it. Luke actually made me like a list of all the different numbers and that I'm going to end up needing to do, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's just pages. It's pages long. I'm like, this is pages long. Whew. Some parts are just so nerve-wracking. Closer over here. Person says, I have a lot of craft projects and I just focus on the ones I need for the next session of whatever way you're playing. Yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it, so that way you don't overwhelm yourself. It's like, okay, I know, coming up that the next thing I need to do. So that way you're not sitting here scratching your head like, what do I do next? Like I do half the time. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that Luke decided to do this, because it gives me a focus on, like I want to have them all painted. It's just a matter of, what do I choose next, and what should I paint them? Like, what color should I paint them? And, so this definitely helps with that for sure. Susan said, also, I've learned to accept done is better than perfect. Yep. I am by no means trying to make this perfect. I mean, I want it as clean looking and as nice looking as possible. But I'm not about to sit here and, like I said, if I accidentally make a mistake, that's okay. I take the Bob Ross approach. It's just a happy little accident. And it's fine. Facts. Yep, go hand, facts. Right there. Gohan says everything is a happy little tree. That's right. We love happy little trees here. I need to get a little miniature of a tree and just put it here, and so I can remind myself that even if I make a mistake, it's fine. Okay. Get this trim done. That's around the hood. Justin said, I had my player meet Bob Ross in our Daggerheart campaign. Oh, man. How did that go? And Gohan said, I love little trees for sure. Yep. Justin said it was fine. Bob just wanted to paint the party by a river. Did he have them pose? Go ahead and said, "Aw." Okay, I don't want to paint her face, obviously. I do want to paint inside the hood here. I also don't want to paint where her hair is. Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good decision, was that yellow. I do actually think I need a bit more to cover right here. This is just a little bit dark. That's okay. Doesn't have to be exact. There we go. Go ahead and say, oh, Justin said, no, okay, hang on, let me back up here. Go ahead and say, now I gotta make Mr. Rogers for my, is that Tomodachi Life Island? Justin said, one of the characters is a giant mushroom man, and Bob just simply had to paint him. And Gohan said, artist gotta art. That's right. That's perfect. Alright. There's some yellow down here. I need just a tad more bit of this yellow. So we're gonna do this one. I'm so sad my brush keeps trying to split on me. Stop splitting. I love this brush and I'm sad that it's like getting worn out and that I'm gonna have to replace it. I hope the next one I use I love just as much. Go ahead and say, when inspiration hits you, just gotta chef's kiss. And then Dustin said, Tomodachi Life is kind of like Animal Crossing. I just picked it up for Zavia. I see. Okay. That's pretty cool. And then, yeah, around the sleeves up here is also yellow. And that's going to go all the way down into her armpit. That's not a fun area. Oh, Lord. Okay. You have to be careful with it. It can get unhinged. Oh, boy. And then I do believe this goes, I mean, it would make sense for it to go all the way around, but it's also kind of blurry down in that area, so we'll see what we can get down in there without painting everything else. There we go. I painted a little bit more than I meant to, but I can paint over it. It's yellow. It covers nicely. Make sure I'm still in the thing here. Justin said, Xavier's 15, she will be alright. And go ahead and say, I'm sure you made the right call. But I said, I just know I've seen some weird stuff on TikTok with it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Alright, I think that's all of her yellow. The yellow details there. If I can get it closer without it. There we go. Justin said, speaking of Xavier, it's pretty wild. Her first concert was right way to nowhere. And she was like 1, and now she's taking music lessons from Luke all these years later. Yeah. Yeah. And she was just an itty bitty. And now you got a teenager on your hands. Okay, so now that the yellow is done, I think the next thing that I want to do maybe is the maybe her hair, because there's not much with that. Yeah, So her hair is just black. So I got this Grim Black is the color I'm going to make her hair. Can't believe we've been doing this for an hour already. It blows my mind. Just goes so quick. Alright, she's got a little tuft of hair showing right here. Instagram over there. Notifying me. Okay. There's that. And then right here. Justin says making my shift more entertaining. Well, that's good. Not sure. I think this is hair right here, so I guess I'll just go ahead and paint that as well. Kind of hard to tell sometimes. It's been 84 years. What the Titanic lady? Love that. Down in here a little. And then she's got little tufts down here at the ends. I'm still in the light here. Yeah, I'm hoping that that light that we bought once we get the wall part. I can't talk. The wall ports or blocks or whatever they're called, that'll really help with the lighting, like overhead here. That it'll be a little bit better and you guys will be able to see just a little bit better than what we're doing right at the moment. Okay, so her hair is really like a dark black. So I'm gonna just go back over the strands here just to darken it up, make it pretty dark. Okay, so now that we did that part, I'm actually going to look and see. I think there's a couple of things on the backpack that I want to also make black. So I think the sheath that this knife, there's like a knife over there. Let's see if I can, like right there. So I think the sheath, I'm going to make that black as well. Put that in with some like brown highlights or tan highlights. Whatever strikes my fancy, my mood here. This part I'll make black. I think a lot of this is just buckles and little belts and things like that that's on this. Not really too much in the way of like other things other than that knife that's different. There's some little pouches and stuff on the side, I guess, but go ahead and say I will never have the finesse to work with anything so small. It is not easy. That is 100% for sure. Let me rearrange here. It is it makes my eyes hurt after a while. I think last week, or not last week, but I'm going to say that a lot, but on Wednesday when I did this, I probably would have been able to finish those swamp goblins, but my eyes had started to just hurt so bad because of how small the details are on them. And I'm like, I gotta stop, because if I don't, I'm just gonna like go cross-eyed here. Like, so I needed to call it for the night. Okay, I think the next thing I'm gonna do is her, this little, she's got a little like purple bandana or something that's in there. So I'm using the color Murder Scene for that. It's one heck of a name there. Justin said, I need a better lighting situation too. Might just grab one of those ring lights that makeup YouTubers use. Yeah, we got a couple of those as well too. I just didn't think that there was anywhere that we could set that it wouldn't be just in the way, and I don't think it would have worked very well. We need more stuff that's like overhead, and I don't think that those would have worked for that. It would have taken a lot of finagling and stuff to try to get that to work. Ooh, that's a really dark purple. A lot darker than I thought it was going to be, but I like that color. It's not quite the same color, but I do like it. I think it fits well with the color theme that we got going on here. Okay. Let's get the little areas down here. Whew. Bring you guys like over here. Okay, I really like this color a lot, so I think that I'm also going to make something on the backpack. Maybe this bottom bedroll. Because she's got 2 bedrolls, it looks like, or at least something like that. Blankets, pillows, kind of thing. And I think I'm going to make this bottom one that color as well. It's just a really deep, rich, like vibrant purple, and I really like that. It's like a real deep, almost plum color. And I really like it. So, we're doing it. Justin said I might still have light from when I streamed, but I bet they're broken. My garage is a disaster. Yeah, our garage is full of boxes. The boxes that are too big to break down to fit into our trash can just get thrown in our garage. And so we just have like, basically our garage, our little garage outside is just full of boxes. Just empty boxes that we need to break down and get rid of. Yeah, I really like this color. I might do this for the top bedroll too. Just have her do a whole collab with this purple color here. And I think it'll work. Okay, getting down in this area is going to be pretty difficult without painting anything else on it. Ooh, be careful for sure. Put it underneath here. Yeah, I think that looks good. What do you guys think? See if we can get it in there. Her little bedroll thing. Yeah. I think I might do the top in that color too. I don't think it's that color. No, it's like a white color on the card. Like an off-tan white color, but it doesn't have to be exact. I need to re-wet my brush here though. Because this one is a little bit of a thicker color. A little bit of water on my brush there. Oh, is that a strap? That is a strap, isn't it? Whoops. Started to paint the strap because I didn't realize it was a strap. I thought this bedroll just went across the whole top. My bad. There's one of them happy little trees right there. The strap's going to be brown, so I think it'll cover just fine. Yep. I think that was a good move. I like this color. It's a nice color. Yep. Okay. So now that that part's done, don't think there was anything. This is gonna be, she's got, like I said earlier, she's got like gold highlights on the scarf or bandana or whatever that is, that purple thing that's on her neck. Just, that's such a small area on this that I just don't know if I'll be able to. I mean, I might try to put something on there. I just don't know what. Okay, so I think the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead while this is still wet, this brown, and go back over her skin tone while this is still usable here before it dries out on me. And I think that this is only going to need just a second coat. That is the one thing I've noticed about like these acrylic paints, is that you usually have to do more than one coat on them depending on, you know, the shade and the color that you choose. And I might actually just ask you guys if you think I need to make her skin darker or if it just looks good like that. Once I get done with it. We'll do it. We'll put it to a test. We'll put it to a vote here. Get this in here. And over there. And then this area down in here. Oh, concentration. The concentration is strong. And then, like I said earlier, I don't think too many areas of her face need a second coat, because that one covered pretty well. There's just a couple of small areas I think need to have just a little bit more. Right here on her forehead. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Kristen said, I bet if I did something like this, I'd like streaming again. I used to do video games and it sucked the life outside of me. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely can get daunting. You can get burnout on it for sure. Okay. I think that looks nice. I like it. Alright, I think the next thing that I'm going to do now is this skeleton bone color. Because she has, like, on her axe right here, that dressing that's on her axe or whatever that is, the X is like that color. And then, like, the things at the end of her braids is that color. And then just some highlights and stuff throughout that are that color. And again, this is an acrylic paint versus the speed paint. I was looking for some other skin tones for when I had to do like the mummies and the skeletons and things like that. I wanted something that was a little bit more this color versus something so liquidy and loose, essentially. So we'll move this over since how I did this next. Okay, so she's got this, the stitching on the top of her hat, hood, whatever this is this color. So wonder, actually, I think that there are, yeah, there is gaps in between this that I didn't realize were there. So I'll come back over with that green and I'll paint in those gaps after I get this done and it dries. Okay, and the things at the end of her braids is actually, well, I guess that they are all the same color. They don't have to be. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint like there's like these little brackets, and then the middle of it, I think I'm going to make that purple color. Go ahead and said, I figure once people are coming around more for me than what I'm playing in the moment, I'll start doing some other stuff besides games. Yep. It's good to have a plan for that kind of thing, for sure. There's that part. Alright, and then like around her bag here, this is that color as well. So it goes all the way down. And then across, and a little button is that color that's on it. Whew. This is not an easy area to get into. I need to come more this way. I don't know why. I feel like I am so far to one side of this. Go. And across the... Is it across the bottom? Yes, it is across the bottom. So this isn't exactly like the one that's on the picture, but that's fine. It doesn't have to be. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then the thing on the axe is that color. And there's one on the other side as well. And then I think this connects right here. Around the top, it connects. Oh yeah, it does on the top here. Okay, cool. I don't even think I realized that until I was painting it. Does it connect on the bottom? No, I don't think it does. Okay. Of course, I guess that would make sense. But, you know, Justin says, I was doing it to try to escape the job I hated at the time, but now I don't work there. In fact, no one does anymore. That hellscape finally shut down. Well, good. I'm going to do some of the details on the bag and this color as well. that part, and then I think I want this part as well. Okay, let's see. And then maybe I'll do highlights on these little bags that are on the side as well. Gotta be careful here. Oh man. See, this is why it takes so long, because all this tedious stuff, doing all the little like highlights and stuff, is what takes the majority of the time. But it'll look good when it's done, so it's fine if it takes a little bit. Now, oh, she's got little X's on her shoulder. I forgot about that. Oh, for crying out loud, I am so sorry. Why can I not get this camera right? It is not going good for me right now. Ew, bot. Go ahead, says ew, bot. Yep. And then Justin said, there, I'm back. Had to restart his phone. Yeah. Gotta love the modern technology, right? It's amazing, but at the same time, it can get a little, you know. You know, I'm sure. Alright, and then I forgot that in between her hat here, that should be dry at the top now. So I'm gonna get that, not that color. Where's the, right here. Switch these. Alright, so this color, pardon me while I shake this paint. I think it was this one that's right here, because it was the first one that I did, but I'm just gonna do it again. Because it's starting to dry out on me, so it's fine. We're gonna go in between the lines on her hat now, as carefully as I can. I'm holding my breath. This part's going to be the tricky part, up by the X. Okay. We got it. We got it. I love this paintbrush. I'm gonna be sad when it's gone. Okay, so these straps up here are a darker brown. It almost looks like, actually, now that I'm looking at this card, yeah, the straps on her shoulder are black as well, but I don't think I'm going to do that because it's too close to her hair, and so I think it's going to make it look too, it's going to make it too not look good, essentially, is what I'm trying to say here, I guess. I think, oh, I wanted to take some of that purple, just a little tiny bit of that purple. Just a little tiny bit. And paint on the clasp on her hair that are at the end of her hair here. Woo! definitely got too much on the one, so I'll have to fix that. Not a big deal. Can be fixed. Alright, so... Oh, the bag is on this hip instead of the other hip. Okay. Didn't realize that. Actually, I think I'm going to use the brownish decay color to outline this other one that's down here. Justin said, people used to give me crap about how miserable I was at Fram, and now it's closed. I see on Facebook a lot of my old co-workers gush about how much better their new jobs are. Big told you so moment for me. Yep. And I think you have that just everywhere you go, you know, every job that you have, you're going to have parts about it that just, you're going to have people that you work with that for some reason you can't understand why they love it so much. It's like, I don't know what you're smoking that I'm not, but like... And the lower clasp is a different color. Let's see if I can see here. Sides of this, and underneath it. There we go. As I said, that is a lot of it they smoked. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So I got that part done. I think now I'm going to work on the darker brown. That's everywhere now. So again, this is my favorite, like kind of dark to medium. It's like a medium brown depending on how thick or how much of it you use. It's a hardened leather. I really like this color brown. It's almost in every one of my minis that I do that has brown on it. This is usually the one that I fall back on just because I like it so much. Okay, so we're going to do the strap of the bag in that color for sure. Get enough on there that it'll actually show up here. And then that's going to come down to the top of that other bag, which I think that's going to end up being brown as well. Okay, and then there's just a small piece of the strap right here. Gotta be careful. And then inside this buckle is a piece of the strap as well. And inside that piece of the buckle. Okay. And now on this side, it's the same thing. It's gonna be the best way to paint this area. And then it comes down over here. Man, that is really hard to see under there. I missed a little tiny bit of the hood. I have to go back over that with the yellow. Once that dries, of course, then I will. Okay, and then I think this bag is also brown at the top here. and on the sides. Okay, and this bag is going to be brown. Okay. And then I gotta figure out what I want our belt color to be. I'm holding my breath in these areas. Oh, I missed a little. Area right here. I like that. And also a little bit more on that side, like that. Okay. And I also didn't do it over here. What the heck? What the heck? Alright, now I think... Alright, a lot of this bedroll is going to be this brown color too. Or not bedroll, but like her backpack is also going to have a lot of this brown on it. Alright. This is going to be difficult to get up in this area. Pardon me, I have an itch. Alright, the strap's gonna be brown. That I accidentally started to paint purple earlier before I realized it was a strap. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Put a little bit more over in this area where I accidentally painted it. Just layer it on a little bit thick. And then this area behind the back. Also. Okay. A little dab in there. And then I'm going to do these little areas in between this. And when that's dry, then I'm going to put that lighter color. Okay, I might have to readjust here so that I can lean for a little bit, give my back a little bit of relief. Make sure that you guys are still in the front. Okay, yeah, you were. Okay. Oh boy, messed that up pretty good. I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to retire this paintbrush, I think. I'm sad about it. It's starting to make things messy for me because it's wanting to fray at the end. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely replace it. And then I'll fix that I just messed up. Alright. And then I have to paint this. And then I think there's also going to be some silver on this. Okay, sorry. It says I'm going to talk to the wife and see if she wants to do craft streams on Mondays that I'm not on second shift. We only have our babies typically on Mondays. Okay. That'd be awesome. Oh, I'm going to use the handle in this color of the axe. Quit fraying on me. Alright. I'm going to switch over to this other brush and we're going to see how it does. New brush. I'm going to see how these brushes do. Okay. Where was I even at? I don't even remember. What was I doing? Oh, the handle of the axe. That's right. Oh. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. Oh no. Oh yeah, no, I can't do that. I really don't like that. Wow. I did not realize how much I was just not going to like that at all. Even a little bit. I need a little bit more of that color. Okay, I'm going to have to figure that out because I was not a fan of how that felt. Go ahead and say good luck. Oh, I missed a couple of dressings on her, or not dressings, but stitching on her arm brace. Get that really quick. Okay, she's got one here, like that, and one here like that, and then, oh, she's also got them on this one too. I didn't even see that. I painted over that because I didn't even realize that was on there. But this color cover's really nice, so we'll paint over it. We'll fix our happy little accident here. Oh man, I messed that up, man. Sure, I'm getting tired. Go back over this that I've massively overpainted. Okay. And pain in her elbow. Okay. Woo. Alright, Justin said my account is already affiliated, but I might deactivate that. I don't want to subject people to ads. Joanne said, I think you can lower the amount, but not turn them off. I don't know. I just got affiliated a week ago. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations. I assume that's something that I can congratulate you on. I don't know how any of this works. Okay, and Justin said, oh, congratulations. You can schedule them. So that's what I do so I can get bathroom breaks in. Yeah. Let's see now. What do I want to do now? Oh, I want some of this color to be here on the... Okay, I'm going to have to... And maybe I was doing better when I was up like this. Yep, I think I was doing better when I was setting up like this. So. Okay. Oh, now I need to bring you guys back this way. Alright. Oh, actually, I missed... Let me get some fresh of this color because it's starting to get a little dry. Just a little bit here. It's more than I needed, but it's fine. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Because it's also... Kristen said, bring affiliate means you can run ads on your channel and get subscribers and donations through Twitch, but it's kind of lame, honestly. Better just to make a Cash App link available. More brown. The excess water off my brush. More brown here. Okay. Alright, and so now, let's see. What's the next thing that I want to do on here? Probably the silver, I guess. I think I'm going to make her boots. Alright, I need... Do I want to make it? No, I don't think. I think I want to use a different brown, like a lighter, maybe this color? Yeah, let's go with this color. So this is called Rigor Mortis for the like covering on her boots. Justin said, wouldn't be so bad if Twitch didn't take such a big cut. Well, yeah. Alright, let's do this color. I think it's enough of a difference. It's not too much of a difference, but it's enough of one, I think, that we can use it for the covering on our boots. Although it's pretty runny, and runny paint is terrible for a light color. Like when you're trying to do a lighter color, it's hard to get it to stand out too much. So we're gonna see how this goes. Alright, let's see. Didn't quite go down far enough on the boot. On das boot. Yeah, I don't really like that. So I'm just gonna go back to the other one. And put that over top of it. Yeah, I think that looks better. I think I'm gonna let that dry, and then go over it again, because it's kind of I don't know what the right word I'm trying to find is for that. So pardon me while I have, you know, a brain flub there. Yeah, I think with this acrylic paint, it's just going to need 2 coats when it gets into a bigger area to cover. So after this dries, I'll put another coat on it. Yeah, getting up around the inside part of the shoes is almost as bad as trying to get behind a shield. Okay. So, we'll let that dry, and then I'll put another coat on top of that. Okay, so the next thing I think is going to be like because her pants and the bottom of her boots are going to be the same color. So it's going to be the silver now. The silver highlights and things. Her axe blade is going to be silver. It's actually kind of, now that I'm looking at it, it's like darker, and then this is like on the edge. So I picked out for the male dwarf this like darker gray, because his axe is kind of like that too. And so I think I'm going to make the one part of her axe a darker gray, and then the blade the silver. So I'm going to use this darker gray first. Put that back there with him because he was the one I originally got that color for. Alright. So, I'm in the shot here. Yeah. Trying to figure out angles is really, really difficult sometimes. Okay. Other side of the axe. Well, the bottom here too. Okay. So I think that's a nice color. And I think that's working. Okay. And then I'm going to make when that dries, I'm going to make the blade silver. Like the edge of the blade silver. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the silver, just highlights throughout everything. Alright, so it's just got like a buckle here. Make sure I'm in the shot here. This is one color that, you know, at least with this particular bottle, that I got to be really careful about because it runs really bad. And it takes just the smallest amount to do that. So I got to be really careful about how much silver paint I get on this brush because it runs everywhere. It's a really nice silver. I really like it a lot, but it has a tendency to bleed into the other colors. I need some more of this, yellow for her hood, because I missed just the tip of the hood. So just a tiny bit of that to go. But that did not get enough water off of the brush. Okay. Now, that's better. Now it's just this tiny little itty bitty part down here. Sorry. Okay, there. That's better. Got it. I got it. Alright, back to the silver now. Alright, let's see. So, there's a silver buckle on this bag right here. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of silver on this backpack. I think that's all the silver on the... Okay. Alright. So silver up here on the handle. Let me rearrange here, guys. Oh. I like these chairs, but after a while, your butt starts to go numb. Okay, this is gonna be silver right here. This part, and then gotta decide. Oh, I want these to be silver down here. Justin said I struggle with metallic paints. Yeah, I really like the metallic paints, but they all are pretty runny. They tend to bleed onto other things. So I gotta just use the smallest amount and then just be really super careful about it. I think I'm just gonna make everything else on this backpack silver. Other than the handle of the knife. Gotta figure out what handle color I want to use for that. Might just use that purple again. Of course, it is like right next to that though, so I don't know if I want to use the purple for that or not. I think I thought about that earlier when I was painting around it. That's better. That's a more straight line. Give me some more of this color. Yeah. I want that to be more rounded out. Yeah, like that. I like it. Oh yeah, I need to fix. Need this green to fix where I messed up on the brace. There we go. Woo! Okay. She's on the way here. Okay, and then silver for the blade. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that was the right call. I like that. See if you guys can... Hang on a second. See if we can get her. There we go. I'm going the wrong way. I have such a hard time with these angles of these cameras. I always have had trouble with that. I don't know if it's what it is. Alright, I'm going to paint her, excuse me, her boots. Excuse me while I have an itch. Let's see. Gotta figure out what color brown. I don't think I want the same color brown I used for like the bag and stuff. And for the handle of the knife as well. I think I want a different color brown for that. Pardon me real quick while I figure out which one I want. Do I want it to be darker brown? Or like, maybe this color brown. This is called Warrior Skin Mahogany. I don't have a mahogany. But I think this is kind of close to that. Kind of, maybe. LOL. Alright. Ah! I'll just drop it on the... It's fine. Alright, let's see what this brown looks like. I don't know if I've ever used this brown. Let's see what it looks like. We're going with it now. We're in for it now. Okay. Feel like it's going to be a lighter brown. Yeah. It's definitely lighter for sure. No, if this is going to show up good on these shoes, maybe we're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're doing it. Alright, and again, like I said, the last couple of streams, I don't care that I get, you know, brown paint on the base because I'm going to repaint the base. Black, and so black will cover just about anything. So, I don't care about being quite so careful around, you know, when I'm on the base, just because I'm going to be putting black over top of it. So I'm not quite so worried about being as careful as I would if I wasn't using a black color for the base. Okay. Gohan said was the only brown I could think of. No, then you'll all blame me. And then Justin said not just any mahogany, but mahogany from the planet Mallet. Is that Malsior or Malisior? 7, where the trees are 300 feet tall and breathe fire. Oh my lord. That's very specific. We only demand the best. We'll just pull an Effie. Is it Effie Trinket? Is that her name from Hunger Games? That is mahogany. Don't know if you guys have ever seen those movies, but I read the books. It's been a minute since I've read the books, but I think she even does that in the books too, if I remember right. Pretty sure. Go and said, and only bloom every millennia. I read the books after I saw the first movie, but I never remember tiny details like that. Justin said that was a joke for Gohan Tron. I assume with that name he's seen. I don't know what that is. DBZ abridged? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have some references that I'm probably just not gonna get. I missed a little piece of her pants down here. Go ahead and said, I've seen a bunch of abridged, but again, I'm not keen on specific random details. Okay, I think now I'm going to... I didn't paint her belt yet because I haven't decided what color I want to paint her belt. I don't want to paint it any other colors that's already there. I do need a little bit of this right here to go back over where I accidentally painted too far down. Right here. There. That looks nice. Okay, so then I just need to paint her belt. Maybe I'll just paint her belt this brown too. This brown color. Right here. Oh, and then it's a buckle. Okay. I didn't see that at first, so I'll paint this part brown and then the other part silver for a buckle. I see that now that I'm looking at it like harder. I thought it was just a design, but I'm pretty sure it's a belt buckle. Or at least that's what we're gonna make it. Oh, it's Dragon Ball Z. Okay, alright, I see. And go ahead and said, I've seen a bunch of abridged, but again, I'm not... Oh, I already said that. And then Justin said, King Yema was going on about how good his desk was in abridged. Is that how you say that? Yema? Or Yema? Whichever way you say that, however you say that. I'm one of those types of people that when I read a book, like, if I can't pronounce the name, I just do in my head when I come across the name because I can't pronounce it. And I usually always pronounce it way different than what literally anybody else does. Okay, we're going to go back over the things on the boots now and hope that'll clear that area up. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, yeah, I think that's working. Yes, that looks nice. Yeah, that worked real nice. Putting a second coat on that. I was half afraid it wasn't going to work, but I think it did. Okay, and then go ahead and said, I think everyone butchered Hermione who read Harry Potter as a kid. Yeah. And then Justin said, I was like that today when me and Xavier were trying to learn the One Piece card game. I'm terrible with anime names. Yeah. When I first read Harry Potter, Hermione was Hermione. I think that's how I was saying it. And I knew I was saying it wrong. But to me, that's what it looked like. So I was calling her Hermione for the longest time. And then I think I want to do... I'm going to see... Hang on just a minute. I want to do her lips. I'm going to use this color. This khaki color. For her lips and eyebrows. Because it's a little bit darker than that other one. And so I just need the tiniest... Oh no, it's not. It's a little bit lighter actually. Well, let's see what it looks like. It looks weird. Yep, I can already tell it's going to look weird. I'm not even going to do it. Okay, maybe we can do... Hang on one second. What color? That's too dark. I need something... I don't think that's going to work. Maybe this is lighter, so that's definitely not going to work. Maybe I'll just use this brownish decay. Let's see what this one looks like on the lips and the eyebrows. Just a little bit there. Oops. Go ahead and said same until I saw the movie. And then Justin Paul said Victor Crumb too, but he had a thick accent anyway. I'm going to use my really thin brush for this. The books were crazy with that. She wrote that in because of people mispronouncing her name. I believe that. Oh, don't mess it up. Might have been a bad idea. Oops. I'll just throw that across the desk. Alright. Let's try it with this one and just see what happens here. Wow, how old that series is now. My second grade teacher read us the first book in class. I'm 34 now for reference. Oh, yes. Dwayne said I'm 38. I get it. These are like the thinnest lines ever. Joanne said, I look back at so many game releases and I'm like, it's been how long? I don't believe you. I know. I feel that in every ounce of my being. It's like, you're lying. Games or songs that you know for a fact, like that you remember when they were brand new, and then someone's like, oh, that's been out for 20 years, and you're like, nope, I don't agree. And he said, what do you mean it was 20 years ago? 20 years ago was like the 80s. Oh crap. yeah, I still feel like the 80s was 20 years ago and the 90s was, I still feel that way. And it's like been, gosh, what now? How long has it been since the 80s happened? I'm no good with math. Too long? We'll just say that. Was that 50 years? Justin said, we are around the perfect age for games, though. Was able to appreciate basically every era of games. Yeah, that is true. Man said 36 years ago was 1990. Oh, my Lanta. That is just... Oh, it's disgusting. This is the most nerve-wracking thing I think I've ever done. Okay. From far away, it looks cool. It'll be fine. Alright, and now I'm going to do her eyes. And I'm just going to paint her eyes black. I think that's what we decided. Basically, every mini is just going to have black eyes. Except for, like when I did the Swamp Goblins, for example. They have, like, white milky eyes. And, that kind of thing. So, I poured way too much of that in there. Gosh darn it. Okay, and her eyes are actually kind of big, so I'm just gonna... Oh man. Eyes are so nerve-wracking. I hate doing eyes. Just gonna try this thing again and see if it works any better than it did for the mouth. Let me grab this and get this yellow because I accidentally got some yellow on there. There we go. Go ahead and say, now it's just like you were born in the 1900s. Ew, yeah, yeah. Justin said, my uncles were gamers, so when I was growing up, I got to play all the old stuff like Atari 2600 and the original Nintendo. Go ahead and said, I had an Atari, Genesis, and NES as a kid. When I was a kid, we had an Atari. My dad had an Atari, and then I don't remember which Atari, but he had an Atari, and then he had, oh, I don't remember what the name of it was. It had the Gex game on it, and it was like I can't ever remember the name. It was a weird system. And then when I was a kid, I got a Super Nintendo, and then we had the 64, and then the PlayStation 2. So all those, but my husband, Luke, he had, the NES and the GameCube and all that stuff. We still have all those too, as well. Work on the belt buckle here. And see, and some of that silver just bled down into that green. So, I think there's still a little bit of, nope. Gonna have to get a little bit more green. Go ahead and said, I still play the NES from time to time. I have a whole corner set up for my retro consoles. Yes, that's awesome. I think there's just a sense of, like, nostalgia attached to all that stuff, too, in addition to it just feeling like it was the best time. Just gonna go over this again since how I had to put a little bit more on there to cover that silver. Okay. Oops, get on there. Okay, so let's see. I gotta fix her face as best as I can. Her eyes are just a little bit big, I think. think that's the only thing like about these minis is trying to get their facial features right without it being too like bug-eyed or too, you know, anything like that. Yeah, Gohan said, I also have the whole game, no patches or add-ons. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. I wasn't crazy about the lips, but now that I think they're growing on me. I think I like it a little bit better now. Okay, so question for you guys is, with this, should I give her some darker skin or just leave her at the end? This isn't really doing it injustice. It's a little bit lighter. Should I give her the darker skin? Because she's got a little bit, when you look at the card here, see if I can get this right, and then you look at, you know, what I just did, it's not quite, you know, the same. It's a little bit darker on the card. So do you guys think I should use this wash to give her a little bit of a darker skin tone, or just leave it as is? Because I think other than that, she's done. Yeah, I'd go a bit darker. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So I just have this, you know, this soft tone wash that's going to make it a little bit darker. Justin said darker too. All right. Okay, but I also have, let's see, where is it? Where is it? Did I pull it out already? No. Didn't I have a, oh, that's a light tone. Okay, no. Soft tone's better, I think. All right, so we're just going to do a little bit of a soft tone wash on our skin and just see how that looks. I'm going to test it in a, we're just going to go for it. We're going for it. So I feel like this will kind of give her that like caramel texture to her skin that she's almost got, that caramel color. I think is kind of what that resembles. So I think this will do nice with that, to give it that tone. Set the tone. Do the other arm. Am I out of frame again? Sorry, guys. I love these washes too, because one of the awesome things about these washes is that depending on which one you use, if you accidentally get a little bit outside of where you mean to, it kind of just blends in and it doesn't really stand out too much. So it's actually, you know, that's what I like about some of these washes, is that they kind of blend in versus if you accidentally hit an area you don't mean to. And then it's like, whoop. Especially if it's one that's hard to fix or cover up. Get some more, clean my brush out here. Should be a little bit more clear here. Okay. Go up here into her face. Down where her neck. Oh yeah, I gotta do the little gold part on her bandana that's around her neck. Okay, and we're just gonna try to do like just some small, like, where is the gold? Right here. Just some small gold lines that's kind of like on there. Not really any, you know. All right. I'm so nervous. That's good enough. A couple of small lines, doesn't got to be anything too fancy. Okay, let me double check her here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I did. Just a little bit more on her elbow here. Oh, I gotta do her base. Duh. Alright. And then that again, when I do the bases, it's just the apple barrel black. Don't need much of that, just a little bit. Okay. Get that wet. And then we'll paint the base here. Okay. And I think, make sure I didn't miss anything. I did. I missed her pants in the back. Ha ha ha. What brown did I use for that? That was that warrior skin brown, and I don't remember which pile of paint here it is, so I'm just gonna get a little bit more here. I don't remember when I did that color. I missed her pants in the back that's like under her tunic here. Like in between her tunic thing. I got that a little bit more off to the side than I wanted. Oh, we'll just clean it up with some extra water there. Okay, now I'm going to do another look over here and make sure that she's, you know, I think actually she's got just a little bit of this. See if I can get a little bit of that yellow there, because she's got just a little bit of this that I need to go up a little bit higher on, right there. And then again on the other side too, I think. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks better. right? Yeah, right. Alright. Triple checking now. Alright, yeah, I think she might be done. Nope. Nope, I missed the handle of her axe. A handle of her knife in her pack. Man, I'm going to just paint it this same brown as well. Not that that wouldn't have been, I mean, that could have been cool as just like a dry brushed effect, you know. But we'll get at this other shade of brown here. Why I always triple check things, because I never, I always miss something. When there's a lot of details, sometimes it's hard to get all of them. So, okay, now I think she's done. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, guys. What do you think? I can't wait to get the other light because I'm really hoping that that is going to make a difference as well. Go ahead and says neato. So I think the only thing now that I have to do is just make sure that I seal her, and then she'll be done. And I cannot believe she took 2.5 hours to do. That is insane. And the other ones are just way bigger. So like she was the smallest one other than this one, which I think this is the Warlock. The Warlock is pretty small, but she was the smallest one. The other ones are like even bigger. So it's like, it's going to take it, take a while to get to all of those and stuff. So, but yeah, I think she came out really nice. She looks good, I think. So now it's just a matter of sealing her and then replacing her with the next guy that needs to be primed and ready. But again, thank you guys for hanging out with me and chatting with me. I had a lot of fun. But I think I'm going to go crash out for the night because I am pretty beat and pretty tired. It's 2:30 in the morning here, so I'm pretty exhausted. So Gramina is officially painted, and next painting stream will be, oh Lord, is it Sunday? Yes, it's Sunday. So Wednesday night I will be back and we will be painting this guy. This cool dwarf looking guy. So he'll be next week, I think. Yeah. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Don't forget to tune back in tomorrow night. Luke will be back on here for the next quest. And we'll see you guys then. Thanks, guys.